Djinn Candor. We're here doing another walkabout. Thank you very much for checking out your videos, or my videos, sorry. And welcome to the Den of the Djinn. I hope you guys enjoy the videos, and especially lately I've been playing Sorta Online. There is another Sorta Online game that I want to be playing tonight. It won't be the same as the other one, but it will be Sorta Online. It's just going to be in a different format. So if you love Sorta Online like I do, or any specific games in general, please tune in tonight. And I hope you guys are tuning in on this video, and of course liking and subscribing. Do me a gentleman's favor. If you guys want to say something, say something cool, something awesome. If you guys have a critique, go ahead. I don't mind, as long as it's constructive, because basically you coming on my videos saying you suck is not constructive. All I am asking is tell me what you guys want to see, what you think I could do better. I don't mind that, as long as it's under those circumstances. Anyway, before I go any further, again, thank you very much for checking out my videos. Love the love. Anyway, so we're going to be talking about a couple of things. The first thing is, I just saw a video that, it was pretty bad. It was a video about a girl it was a kind of not really a sketch, but like it was a split between two videos. One guy basically explaining how he went on a date, right? And he went in on this date fully committed to be with this girl, and this girl basically did the most heinous thing to do. So apparently the story apparently is him going into this date, and he saved up at least $400 of money just to blow it on one entree. Literally, guys. Apparently this girl somehow did not like him for some weird reason, or saw something about him that she didn't like, so she decided to go, you know what, I'm gonna punish him for disagreeing or making me feel like I don't need to do this. So she got the surf and turf that was like $80, and I'm like, why the fuck would you spend $80 on a fucking surf and turf if you don't like this person? And you know what? Apparently, the most egregious thing that the girl did not like about him was he took it as a doggy bag. He took what she didn't eat as a doggy bag. And to her, Stray Kid, no, never heard of it. But anyway, thank you for checking out my videos, guys. I sincerely appreciate it. Love the love, guys. Thank you very much. But anyway, well, I'm not as worldly as most people think I do, and I'm not nearly. I usually don't look at stuff like that, so I don't know. Anyway, so like I was saying, so the girl got pissed off at him for, apparently, for one, trying to cheap out, and second, for boxing up what she didn't eat, which honestly, it seemed like it was a punishment, guys. Apparently, she at first was gonna order something similar to him, something reasonable, but apparently something got into her head to test him. Ladies and gentlemen, when girls test you, it doesn't mean anything. It just means that she's trying to do a power play. Ladies and gentlemen, that in itself is toxic as fuck. When a girl is gonna test you in those kind of certain circumstances, it just means that she's just having fun with you, and not in a fun way. She's just basically playing with you, thinking that she could do whatever the hell she wants because she is in control. Ladies and gentlemen, if you have your friends, if you have your girlfriend or whatever, knowing that she's about to test her boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever, guys, tell them I wouldn't recommend it. And if you do, don't be surprised when you wind out single. Because, mind you, that's the good sense of that's the good sense. Mind you, there are men that would actually fully blow up on her. Like, mind you, I'm not saying that he'd beat her. And do I condone that? Hell no. I don't condone men beating women. But when it comes to those kind of actions, I wouldn't mind giving her a spanking that she'll understand. Because if somebody had to do it, it might as well have been the boyfriend. No, I don't condone men. That's fine, whatever. Yeah, it's fine. Honestly, guys, it's more of this girl is just toxic as fuck. And the problem is that this is what she was talking about. This girl is exactly the standard apparently these days of how relationships are. If a woman feels like she doesn't want to be with this person, right? Then she'll pull a power play. She'll pull a power play. Mind you, I'm not saying all women are like this, no. But unfortunately, it's becoming more and more apparent that women are starting to think that power plays are intuitive of what this man is all about. Guys, if you're gonna play games like that, don't go out, because you're gonna be at home at one point in your 40s, thinking to yourselves, well, there's no such thing as a good man. Well, there is such a good thing as a good man. The last man you were in a relationship with basically did everything he had to do, everything he should have done, and yet you couldn't think, well, that's enough. He did everything. He made sure that you were taken care of. He wined you, he fed you, he made you feel like a princess, and it still wasn't good enough. I'm gonna be honest, guys. That is our relationships in especially today in our dating culture. That you think it's okay. It's okay to make someone feel like shit if I'm in a bad mood, and I'm gonna call it a test to see if he knows whether I'm in a bad mood. Ladies and gentlemen, we men. I'm gonna say this right now. We men. Let me rephrase that. Relationships are not a fucking proving ground. Relationships are a partnership, guys. Partnership, meaning two people, not just you. And I'm saying this to the men too, because there are men that just as devious, just as fucked up as the women. So don't assume that I'm only attacking women, because women do it more often, but men have been known to do it too. So again, out there, if you guys are hearing this and you don't like it, well, guess what? Kiss my grits, because I don't give two shits about your opinion. If you're out there making people feel horrible just because you feel like you need to have some fun with it, you are the type of people out there, is one of the reasons why relationships are gone to crap. Is because you automatically assume, well, I gotta have fun with it, otherwise I'm bored. And I don't like being bored, because if I'm bored, I gotta berate him, I gotta yell at him. I'm like, yeah, you really don't, really. And if you do, that says more about your personality than anything. And that's not good. Remember, guys, when it comes to your actions, that says more about your personality than anything. I'm just saying. Be smart about it, guys. If you want to be in a relationship, you got to think about the other person as well. The other person has just as much love to give as you do. But if your love language is tests and asking him to pay for lunch every single time you go out, and you refusing and getting upset that every time he says, hey, can you help me, can you spot me, or hey, can we do halvesies, and you get upset, is that your love language? Because if it is, again, that's one of the reasons why our dating culture has gone to putz, because your mentality of it has to be my way or the highway in this relationship is exactly one of the reasons why men do not want to be in a relationship. Because if it's an automatic thing, we don't want to be in a relationship with someone that makes us feel like being in this relationship is like being in the dentist without Novocaine. Painful. That's one of the reasons why either there's a lot of divorces or no marriages happening. Because again, men and women have got into their heads to play around with their significant other and not see a problem with that. Honestly, guys, again, all we have to do is do one little thing and one thing only. Show respect to your significant other. That way, our relationships marginally improve. But if you can't do that, then you don't belong in a relationship. And get your ego in check, guys, because again, relationships are about two, count them, two. And I'm not talking about your hands. I'm talking about two individuals coming together. And if any of y'all hit me with the whole, what about a throuple? I'm like, first of all, that's a whole category. But if you're happy with it, go for it. But in any relationship at all whatsoever, the whole point of it is making the other person, whatever, feel like they actually matter. That, in my personal opinion, is the most important part. Make them feel heard. Make them feel understood. Make them feel like they are part of something bigger than themselves. Some people can't handle it because they automatically assume that they're going to be treated like garbage. And again, that's an indicative. That's exactly what's going on. Relationships are dissolving because everybody's reaction of, oh, what if it happens to me? I might as well do it to them. If that's your reasoning of being a garbage person, then you don't deserve being in a relationship. I'm gonna be honest. Anyway, the last thing I was gonna talk about right now is let's skip to the fun subject, because I have a fun little subject. It was a subject that kind of got to me through a sketch, and it basically was kind of funny and kind of effed up at the same time, because I'm like, yeah, that's humanity for you. On a more jovial matter. You guys ever seen the movies Jurassic Park? These movies made me laugh only under the circumstances of what dumb scientists never assumed that these creatures wouldn't attack them. Ladies and gentlemen, you created a creature from prehistoric fossils and things like that, right? Through cloning and all that, right? Did it ever occur to you to, do your due diligence? If they only went for, herbivores, it would have been a lot easier, guys. But no, they had to clone the carnivores as well. And I'm gonna be honest, guys. Why, guys? Why the carnivores? Because you know for a fact, eventually the carnivores will be like, you know what? I'm sick and tired of cow meat, so I'm gonna go after the people. Yeah, and no one in the movie never thought, well, why don't we just put a big fence that they cannot get past? Really? Did it ever occur to you that these creatures are big for a damn reason? Their entire their entire fence was an ocean, guys. And even then, some of them actually started to learn to swim. So I was not all that surprised when a good part of the whole movie, basically them running from a fucking T-Rex or a fucking raptor or whatever. So I'm just saying, humanity doesn't always have their thinking caps on, especially under those circumstances. It made me laugh that they were all surprised. It's like, wait, our dinosaur pets wanted to eat us? Why? Gee, I wonder why. You put them in a giant pen, hold them up on each other, and I'm pretty sure you probably noticed that some of them, either ate each other or mated with each other, which again is another problem because you basically created the ability for them to overrun you eventually. Guys, never occurred to you that in those circumstances you should never do that? Science has its limits, and quite frankly, creating dinos, especially man-eating dinos that can actually munch you specifically with one gulp. Did it ever occur to anyone in that entire staff to say, I don't know if this is a good idea? And if they did, I'm pretty sure they were fired or fed to the dinos. I wouldn't have been one lick of surprised. I'd be like, what happened to Jerry? Remember that guy that said we shouldn't be doing this? And you know for a fact that there's that one guy going, oh yeah, what about Jenny? Here, let me show you to him. I was like, well, what are you showing to me? This is just the cage to the raptor enclosure. Yeah, pretty much. Oh, look. Flips a coin into the enclosure. Hey, look, a coin. Cool, let me go get it. Closes the door and all you hear is, ah! Let me guess. What happened to Jimmy? Would you like to visit the raptor enclosure? No, I'm good. If you guys don't get the reference to that specific, the point is, guys, yeah, no. I would tell them straight out, it's like, if you do this, do not be surprised if you create an apocalypse or just create something that you really should be creating just because you can. Because, again, yeah, no. Anyway, I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you for checking out my videos and indulging my little rants. I'll see you guys, hopefully, in the next one. Take care, be safe, and remember, like, subscribe, comment down below as you exit to the end of the show. Be safe out there, guys.